Phase 4 of Marvel was a big step towards the future of the MCU. However, this big step was not as big as the Team Marvel would have wanted. Phase 4 got a mixture of reactions from the audience. Some were satisfied with it, while others didn't enjoy it that much. Hi guys, I'm Josh from Crazy Kryptonian, and today I'll give you my list of Phase 4 shows from worst to best. So first up at number 8 we have Ms. Marvel. Starring Iman Vellani, Ms. Marvel is another flat addition to MCU series. The action of the series was mediocre at best, and it honestly felt lifeless most of the time. The plot was also not good, and I seriously don't know why the critics from Rotten Tomatoes gave this one a stunning 98% fresh rating, but I'm pretty sure that there was some form of marijuana involved in this decision. Next, at number 7 we have She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Starring Tatiana Maslany, She-Hulk is another below-average series from the MCU. This show has no plot, and it doesn't add any value to the future of the MCU. The show was filled with jokes, some were even funny, but most of the time it felt unnecessary. The CGI was also goofy and felt unnatural. Overall, it was an average show in my opinion, and you can skip it if you want. Coming up at number 6 we have What If? What If was the first animated series of the MCU. Even though the show is not directly connected with the MCU, it's still pretty enjoyable. At first, it seemed like the show will offer different stories in every episode, but it does connect in the end. And boy oh boy, that whole Ultra Vision arc was just mind-blowing. It's surprising how many people don't talk about it that much. Next, at number 5, we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This series shows us the day-to-day struggle of being a superhero. It is a story of race, overcoming trauma, terrorism, and much more. This series shows us how truly human Sam and Bucky are, despite being superheroes. In this series, we see why Steve chose Sam to be his successor. This series has a good storyline, and action sequences are decent as well, despite some wonky CGI. At number 4 we have Hawkeye. The Hawkeye series has a fun and entertaining story. The premise of the story is interesting, but seems simple. The series led to the relationship between Kate Bishop and Clint Barton in becoming Hawkeye. While it's not the best of the Marvel shows, it's not the worst either, and is definitely worth watching. The action is mostly good, and the fight scenes are hit or miss. Some are really unclear, while others are awesome. Coming up at number 3 we have WandaVision. This was the first MCU series ever, and it was really good. This show focuses on Wanda's state of mind and heart, and one can understand her situation after dear old Thanos decimated Vision. It also focuses to some extent on the more hidden abilities of Wanda and further cements her as the Scarlet Witch. This show is engaging, and it'll keep you with itself until the very end. This show brings out your curiosity from day one, and it's amazingly written. It is so wholesome, and it makes you feel a lot closer to the characters. Next, at number 2, we have Moon Knight. Starring Oscar Isaac, this show is a work of art. This show has an exciting adventure, and the introduction of the Egyptian gods into the MCU is interesting and adds even more complexity to the already complex universe. The show is a blend of great cinematography, incredible directing, and spot-on acting, with an interesting and engaging story that you just can't stop watching. There is never a boring episode in this 6-episode run. In each and every episode, exciting things happen, and there is never a dull moment. And finally, at number 1, we have Loki. Loki is completely different from other superhero series. It has a good story, cast, and execution. The story is twisted like dark, and it will blow your mind. The show explores the multiversal side of the MCU and tells us more about different variants and timelines. Overall, this show is a must-watch for any Marvel fan, and it plays a huge role in the future of the MCU. So that's the final list, guys. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share it with your friends. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe because we currently need it badly. This is Josh signing off, and you were watching Crazy Kryptonian. Peace!